Welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm Dee.
I'm E.
And today's episode is going to be about comments that were made by Kelly Osbourne that some people aren't really a fan of, that some people may be offended by. This is not new to Kelly Osbourne. We have seen multiple headlines in the past from her. So, anyway, what did she say and do this time?
Well, Kelly Osbourne, if you haven't seen her recently, you know she's taking that Ozempic. And, she's basically defending it, because she's using it for weight loss and she thinks it's amazing. So, Kelly Osbourne shared in a recently published interview that she's fully in support of using Ozempic days after her mother, Sharon Osbourne, made headlines criticizing the drug for its effects, of course. I think it's amazing. Kelly Osbourne told E! News while on the red carpet for the CBS variety special Dolly Parton's Pet Gala on January 30th. Although the interview took place 2 weeks ago, it was published on Thursday before the TV special premiere on Wednesday. She says, there are a million ways to lose weight. Why not do it through something that isn't as boring as working out? Osborne, who previously has been outspoken about her own weight loss journey, added, Ozempic, a brand name for semaglutide, is a once a week injection used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. Use of the weight loss drug also comes with side effects like nausea, stomach pain, and over the past year, some celebrities have been criticized for using the drug out of medical necessity, but to lose weight for vanity purposes. Stars like Amy Schumer and Chelsea Handler have been outspoken about their negative experiences using Ozempic.
Well, I'm going to start off with it's interesting that this article, who's the publisher?
This is a Business Insider article.
I find it interesting that Business Insider said this drug is for type 2 diabetes and obesity. When did that change? Because when we did a video on Ozempic last year, it was solely for type 2 diabetes. It had no mention of obesity. I knew at the time that there was something in the works where they were going to try to get it to be approved for weight loss for obesity, but I haven't heard anything recently about that. So that's very interesting that Business Insider is labeling it as such. Now, as far as Kelly Osbourne, her whole comment was the people who criticize it are either haters or they can't afford it. That's where the backlash is coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, ma'am, oh, ma'am. For somebody like her who, as the article mentioned, has battled like weight loss issues and stuff like that in the past, I think it's very unfair for her to characterize the whole weight loss journey in this way as though like, oh, it's just something simple. It's like, like if you're taking an over the counter pill for your cold medicine or something. Like, no, that's not what it is. Your
Mhm.
own mother very clearly stated she had very ill effects from it. There's been other people that have also mentioned that. I believe that there's been studies done on different side effects people have had, that like have been reported on the news. There's doctors who say that it is perfectly fine to take it. I know this because I was recommended it and I chose not to do that. Um, so it's not for everybody. Literally, when, like I said, when we did a video last year, it was only solely for type 2 diabetes. I knew at the time in last year that they were doing clinical trials. I also know that because I was called for a clinical trial and I was shot down because of my answers to the question, which again, I wasn't going to do that anyway. But because my doctor recommended it, I went along to listen to what I was being told, or like as far as what I was being asked. And I knew that saying a certain answer would disqualify me.
Mhm.
So that's what happened. But so I knew that they were doing clinical trials with the hopes of getting it cleared to be for weight loss. It's worked for some people. We've seen tons of celebrities that look very different now. And hey, if it's good for you, if it's working for you, that's great. But I think it's unfair to characterize it in the way in which she did. And, you know, again, it's not new for her to just like put her foot in her mouth.
Yeah, so her actual words were, people hate on it because they want to do it, she says. And the people who hate on it the most are the people who are secretly doing it or pissed off that they can't afford it. Unfortunately, right now, it's something that's very expensive, but it eventually won't be because it actually works. So for those who want to know the price of this, a previous report from BI said Ozempic and other weight loss drugs on average cost around $1,000 to $1,300 a month. So my thoughts were, I didn't appreciate her saying something like as boring as working out. We've mentioned it in other videos that celebrities have this platform, this influence,
Yeah.
and their words reach the masses. So for her to say, well, take a shortcut,
Yeah.
in essence, like, why would I do all that when I can do this? Granted, it's fine if you want to take Ozempic, Wegovy, whatever, but also there are benefits to working out. Your
Yeah.
cardiovascular health is important, just for everyday purposes. You want to lift stuff, you want to, if you want to hike or walk or whatever, you don't want to be exhausted because you're
Mhm.
not, working out. So I think just discouraging people to not work out, I think it's wrong. And then her comments, a lot of people in the internet are saying she's tone deaf. But we know this because of all the other things that she's said in the past. So I
Right.
don't know
Oh,
what her malfunction is. She has said that she sometimes says things, but clearly she's just saying it and she doesn't care.
like I know that most of the time people, especially people who have lifelong battles with weight loss, I know sometimes the easier option is the one you want to go with because you try, and some people it is very hard for them to lose weight. Some people have thyroid issues. Some people just have a very slow metabolism. There's all these plethora of issues. And so I feel that the way in which like she talked about it is just as though it's a simple thing. Oh yeah, just, if you can do it, do it. Like, but it's like, no, that's not the case. I think people need to speak to their medical providers and then do their research and get a second opinion if you need to, because you just don't know. And everybody reacts differently to different things. It's not the same thing is not going to be, the same for everyone. So I just like didn't really care. I didn't really care to hear from her about that. Like, girl, we know you're doing it. Whatever, that's good for you. But like, it just came off as very like, yeah, yeah, it did. Because I know that like there's there's gonna be a market eventually, if there isn't already, like a black market to sell these things. And then what's gonna happen?
Mhm.
Like it can be so dangerous. And to hear like people like she I guess is kind of representing herself as a success story, but like that's not the case for everybody. So yeah, her own mother.
Right
It,
there, it's 50-50. It could either be great for you or it could not.
right. So I think at the end of the day, when it comes to anything medical, just make an informed decision. If that is what you want to do, great, but let it be an informed decision and not because of celebrities telling you to or whatever. God, why? Why? Anyway.
She's just obnoxious. She's always been. I don't know why anybody cared to interview her to begin with, or whatever. But make an informed decision, like Dee said, and go exercise, go walk. It's great. Just
Yeah.
even the not even exercising to sweat, but it just relieves stress.
The
There's
serotonin
always,
boost.
you get tired, you want to go to sleep. You guys do
Yeah.
the right thing. You know what's right for you.
Yeah.
But guys, let us know what you think in the comments about what Kelly Osbourne said. If you've done Ozempic, let us know in the comments. How do you feel? Do you think it's a great weight loss solution? Um, if not, let us know that you don't like it. Whatever you want to tell us, let us know. We'll comment back, of course. Do we think that she's tone deaf? Because, if you guys have seen other interviews that she's done, which we're not even going to go into because they're a little political and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, do you agree with those comments, or is she crazy? I think she's crazy. I'll say right now. But let us know what you think. But if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends can be our friends, so we can all be friends. We also have social media, which Steele tell you about.
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. We enjoy interacting with y'all.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.